yes. So a couple months ago, I went to sleep and woke up like different. I don't know how to explain it. It's
I
like
know how to explain it. You are always different. It's just that you are now more aware of the differences that you always are.
okay, that makes more sense because I'm like things like that used to be interesting is no longer. Like
Yes.
now it's like okay, so like so
Yes.
what? Like
Remember that you are shifting billions of times a second. It's just that most of you are not really aware of that because it happens so smoothly. But when you start expanding your consciousness, you start becoming aware that you are actually literally a different person every moment. So when you become more aware of that, you will start to experience feeling very different than you used to feel because you're becoming aware of the fact that you are always literally a different person moment to moment to moment. It's part of the expansion of your consciousness, the expansion of your bandwidth, and your ability to perceive what's going on in terms of how you actually create your physical reality experience.
gotcha. And also like my friends, like my best friend, we used to talk all the time.
Yes.
Now it's like all the stuff she talking about. I'm like, I am not interested in those anymore.
Yes, of course, I understand. You may not right now be vibrationally compatible on those things. It may not be important for you to absorb those. She may change too eventually or not, but it doesn't really matter. You will gravitate to what you are vibrationally attuned to that helps move you forward.
Got it. All right. My next question is last month, I was on the phone talking to my husband and I had an episode for a stroke. And I felt it and it lasted a second, but it felt like it wasn't, it's me, but it's not me. That makes
Yes.
sense?
Yes.
And when I went to the hospital, they didn't find anything wrong, but I didn't imagine it. I felt all the whole experience.
Yes, well, this is similar to what you're already talking about in terms of understanding that when more of your soul is coming through you, it completely changes your personality expression to match the frequency, the more energy that you are expressing of your true soul vibration.
Mm,
So it will feel like an sort of earthquake shift in your neurological net, in your brain, in your neurology. It will feel like you have truly had a quake within your system.
yes. Wow. Okay. Wow. That's okay. So my next question is I have a son, an 11-year-old son.
Yes.
I want to know how I can help him. I understand that they choose their their parents to come here
Yes.
to experience,
Yes.
but what can I do on my end?
All parents and teachers can have the creativity and imagination to create scenarios for their children that allow them to understand the consequences of their choices before they make those choices in outer society, so that they
Okay.
can make those choices in a safe place and understand their consequences of those choices because everyone is connected. You can teach them that they are not isolated, they are connected to everyone, and it's important what choices they make, for they can always understand how to make choices that allow them to experience self empowerment without having to hurt themselves or anyone else in order to get what they need in life. Teach them the formula that we share with all of you, for that's how you create your reality. Allow them to understand how powerful they are as a soul. They will then understand how to grow up into balanced and mature adults who can make positive and creative choices that benefit all and be of service to humanity, knowing that if they are of service to humanity, then the whole will serve them as well.
Got it. And that answered my next question because he was so excited that I was going to talk to you. Is that to ask you how to be his true self? And I was like, I think you just
Follow the
answered it.
formula. Follow the formula. And also, again, if there is anything that they actually really truly need to know to thrive in physical reality, find a way with your creative imagination to teach them the lesson according to what excites them instead of trying to diminish their excitement into the lesson. Adapt the lesson in the form that excites them. Let
Got
them
it.
learn that they are excited to learn.
Got it. Thank you so much.
You are so welcome.
All right. Have a good one. Love you.
Our unconditional love to you as well.
Bye.
Goodbye.
So my question is, like I have a hard time to accept the now, and I know it it should be that I'm in the perfect moment at the right time, but I have a hard time managing raising two young kids in a Western society with limited sources because we do homeschooling and we don't believe in the system here anymore, and we want to be more free, and that's my goal, to get out of this system and move somewhere abroad. But my wish to be there now is so big that I cannot accept the now. And I'm burned out because of, I don't know, it's just too much here. So I don't know how to accept the now when my future, where I want to be, is so strong. Yeah, so my question is, how can I do that?
The idea is that if your now is telling you that you need to be somewhere else, then you need to take the actions that will bring you there to the best you can. That may be what your now is telling you. Accepting the now for what it is can also be the kind of now that encourages you to take the actions to change what you're experiencing in your now that you would more likely prefer. So use the now to be inspired to take whatever actions you can to bring about what you prefer without insistence or assumption. Just let synchronicity show you where you need to wind up. That's how to use what's going on now to propel you forward into experiencing a different kind of now. I'm not saying you have to accept all the things that are in the now. You obviously have your preferences and what's vibrationally compatible and not compatible with you. That's not what accepting the now means. Accepting the now means you understand that the circumstances that exist now can be utilized, if you utilize them creatively, in a way to propel you forward. It's just accepting that where you are now is what inspires you to be more of who it is you prefer to be. That's all it takes. So take whatever actions are necessary, whatever you are capable of acting on, that will allow you to move forward. Use your inspiration and imagination. There may be many other ways, many other paths than you think are possible. So open up in the now to the idea of receiving inspiration and information and opportunities synchronistically that can allow you to take the actions necessary to move you in the direction of what it is you say would be a more preferable existence for you in your new now.
Hello, how are you, my friend?
Perfect. And you?
I'm good. I'm great. I'm
All
really
right.
happy to engage with you. Um, Bashar, my question is, I often and have for a long time been going and meditating to connect with you guys out into nature. Recently, there's been a lot more contact with, I'll call it contact, with these golden orbs of light that sort of flash bulb to kind of greet me, and then they've actually kind of come down, I kind of to look at me or inspect me. What is going on with this?
You are developing and practicing an ability to stretch your senses out to other dimensions and other realms. These are members of your soul team, your soul family, helping you practice this, getting used to their vibrations and energies so that you can raise your vibration in a way that will put you in more direct contact with other frequencies beyond your soul family. So they are helping you. Some of it involved with elementals, some of it is connected to extra dimensionals and extraterrestrials, but the majority of what you're experiencing is your soul family and your soul team and angelic beings all helping you practice getting used to perceiving those higher frequency energies.
Oh, that's wonderful because actually I reach out to them also. So that is wonderful. Now, on with respects to um, the Interstellar Alliance, I consider myself as a member of the Interstellar Alliance because I act on the formula, acting on my highest excitement as often as I can. in the moment. And that being the case in this moment, this is me acting on the formula in the moment. Is it possible? Recently, I will go to Joshua Tree to connect with you guys. Can you give some of us in that are in the group some flyby sightings, maybe to familiarize us with a little more of your energy in certain places of either your choosing or our choosing?
Possibly. We cannot say for certain yet. Just go and do it in the area and see what happens. It is not fully determined yet, but possibly.
Okay, that's wonderful. Thank you so much. I love you all. Love and light to all beings everywhere.
Our unconditional love to you as well. Thank you. Ave.
Okay, thank you. Aveo.
Good day to you, Bashar. Thank you so much for what you do. I'm using an app to induce a brainwave frequency in the channeling gamma state, and I'd like to do that sort of all the time because I want to achieve. I'd like to achieve that state. However, I'm curious if it's a crutch, permission slip, right? Because I assume that you use technology like your ship, right? And that's not a permission slip. So, can you please help me determine whether or not I'm using it as a crutch? Am I doing damage by maintaining a specific level when perhaps I would be rising above it if I didn't have this one specific frequency? It's 45, by the way. So anyway, any advice you could give me on that would help. Thank you.
Since you are concerned that you might be using it as a crutch, then I would pay attention to your behavior, because the idea is that you're using that to train yourself to do it without the app. So the idea is that you also will be fluctuating in and out of that vibration so that you can come into a vibration where you can apply what you're learning by being in the channeling state, but you may have to be in a different vibration in order to apply it until such time as you allow yourself to operate on a frequency where it is automatic that you will remain in that high state. So you can use the app as a training mechanism to allow you to become more comfortable and familiar with remaining in that state on your own without the app. If you constantly feel that you cannot do that without the app, then yes, it can become a crutch. And it won't allow you to necessarily go into any other state that you need to go into to apply what you've learned in that state into your physical reality, because you cannot always maintain that state when applying lessons in your physical reality necessarily. Eventually, you will have different lessons that will be more representative of staying in that state. But for the lessons that you may need to learn now, you may have to leave that state in order to apply them in your physical reality and go through a process that will give you the information and experience that you need, that will ultimately, paradoxically, bring you back to the gamma state. But don't insist on staying there until it is something that you can do naturally and come from that state all the time in a natural way without needing any kind of technological assistance. Our ships, yes, are not exactly permission slips. They are, to coin a phrase, permission ships. They are representative of manifestation of our own higher mind, to which we are inexorably linked and therefore telepathically in touch with all the time. But that's our reality. It's where we've evolved to. Humanity is not there yet, but you are practicing the things that can bring you there at some point. So again, in your recognition that it could become a crutch, you are being aware of the possibility that you may not necessarily always use it in a positive way. So allow yourself to go with the flow that synchronicity will bring about to show you when it is appropriate to use it, and when you can allow yourself to receive the training that the app gives you to learn how to become that state on its own in a natural way, which again, in a sense, is why we delivered the formula to you. If you want to look at the formula as a kind of app, you can, but it's an app that allows you to function in a more natural way and a more organic way, in a more synchronistic and fluid way than the idea of the apps that you might be creating with your technology. Not that you can't use them, not that they're invalid, but the formula, in a sense, is the ultimate organic app for what you seek.
Hi, Bashar. It's really exciting to communicate with you in this way.
Good day, good day. It is exciting for us as well.
So, my first question is about astral activities and what people are doing together in preparation for contact on the higher levels. I had a really, really lucid dream where I was going into some sort of courtyard and I was with lots of people from all walks of life, such as doctors, some politicians, some religious people, farmers, even, literally every walk of life. And I remember sort of standing next to somebody and asking and saying to them, wow, with these sorts of people here, we're really going to make some progress moving forward towards contact. I was just wondering if you could share your reflection on that experience and kind of
Yes.
where we are at the moment.
All right. Understand, of course, as we have said, in spirit, before you incarnate, you plan out, generally speaking, and sometimes very specifically, your physical life path. But your physical life path is intertwined with all other life paths. So in astral form, many times you will reconnect with all of the others who you have agreed to intertwine with in their life paths with yours, and you will assess what is going on. You will allow yourself to congregate in a way so that you can allow yourselves to adjust your energies and frequencies to make sure that the life path blueprints you have all agreed shall unfold in physical reality, are still moving forward in that way. Agree to make whatever adjustments energetically or physiologically are necessary in your blueprint for the things to unfold as you have all concurred and agreed that they shall. So many times in astral form, you will have these so-called conclaves to make sure you are all still moving forward together, that everything is coherent and cohesive, and it will unfold in physical reality and manifest in physical reality as you all intended. That is what is going on in that case.
Thank you so much for that clarification.
Yes.
Um, My next question is about step 2 of the social experiment. One of the aspects talked about is meditation. So I've been sort of really enjoying getting into sort of doing about an hour or 45 minutes a day of meditation, sometimes more. And what I've started to discover is an energy that comes down through either my crown or the pituitary gland, and it's almost like a quasi-physical energy, it feels like, and it kind of filters down into my head and makes me feel very deeply relaxed, and also seems to emphasize my psychic abilities and things I can pick up and visions and that kind of thing.
Yes.
um, when we with this sort of experience, sometimes I can get, it almost feels like a hole is opening up in the center of my head, and my consciousness is kind of getting pulled to sometimes towards other consciousness. Could you just help me
Yes.
understand what's happening?
All right. Again, remember, your physical self exists at the center of your soul. It's like you are an energy sphere, that is your soul, and you have certain vibrational patterns that condense in the center of the soul to create this little crystalline solidified version of those energy patterns that you represent as the physical personality. So when you do things that allow you to be back in touch with the vibration of your greater self, your higher mind, your soul, spirit, same thing, you feel it as an energy coming down into you because that's how you relate to the idea of physical reality, as above, so below. But what's really happening is you are expanding and softening the idea of that concentration of yourself as a physical personality, and starting to soften and expand back toward the idea of the soul. And so it does feel like the opening of a hole because you are expanding, you're opening up, you're allowing more of your soul to express itself through the physical personality, through the physical form. That's what you're experiencing, is the expansion of your bandwidth, the expansion of your energy, expressing more of who you are as a soul so that you can use and apply it in your physical reality in more effective and synchronistic ways.
So when we move forward and our vibration increases, and let's say hypothetically we're at a time in the future where we're having the beginnings of contact, will that sort of state of being and those sorts of feelings be much more sort of stable and in place during each of our days, kind of thing? Something
Yes,
we'd be used to
yes, you'll get used to it.
doing. Right. Okay. Well, thank you so much for clarifying everything today.
It is our passion and our pleasure. We thank you for the co-creation of AO. Good day.
Too.
Hello, Bashar. I've got a quick question. I do have a real reality in my physical life, and I do have a parallel reality in my mind, which also exists from time to time with another person, let's say. So my question is, how can I change my realities, my delusional reality? How can I bring it, and can I bring it into my real reality to substitute one into another one? Is that possible? Thank you.
You may be picking up on the idea of something on your life path that will manifest at some point in the future. But again, the idea is you will not manifest anything from a parallel reality that isn't relevant for the life path that you chose. It might be symbolic of your ability to be more of yourself, as opposed to actually attracting a manifestation of a parallel reality. It might be simply something you're using to inspire you to do so. But again, if it is part of your life path that you planned out as a soul, then ultimately you may be using the idea of tapping into a parallel reality to strengthen and reinforce your capability to manifest what you have already planned out as a blueprint for your life path here, to become your version of what that person in that parallel reality represents to you energetically.